make it go away. Please make it stop. Hi, hello. It's been a very long time. I've missed you guys. I've missed filming. A lot of shit has happened in the last year, and we're gonna talk about all of it today while I do my makeup. Honestly, I don't think I've done my makeup in like, 9 months? Yeah, 9 months. What do you want? I guess I'm just gonna start chronologically. For starters, we got this piece of shit. Her name is Harley. She's the biggest baby ever. Ain't my baby. Ain't my four-legged piece of shit for a baby. Let's see, last year, it was literally this time last year that I filmed. I should probably get started and actually start doing my makeup instead of yapping my flap. I'll list everything in the description box down below. So I'm just gonna do the damn thing, okay? You can watch and talk and listen, and we can have a good old catch up. My daughter was born on the 3rd of January, and she's the absolute love of my life. Fucking hate these makeup sponges. I feel like I'm beating myself in the face every time I use them. Seriously, I think that boxing gloves are softer than this. Her name is Ella, and she was a whopping 9 pounds and 7 ounces, and everything was fun and great. The first 3 months of motherhood was a complete blur, complete sleepless blur, but it was so magical. I absolutely love being a mom. I love being her mom. She's just my favorite living human being ever. She came out grumpy as fuck though. And just ever since then, she's been mean mugging us. And I swear if looks could kill, we would all be dead. About the time I could actually start taking her out and out of the house and visiting friends and family and going places with her because she was old enough, she had had enough shots, her immune system had built up a little bit. Yada, yada, yada. About that time, COVID hits. Okay, so that sucked. So I couldn't go anywhere. Everyone's been quarantined since March. I've been quarantined since January because that's when I had the newborn. So that was lovely. Fast forward to her being 5 months old, and all of a sudden, Mama can't quit throwing up. I have an IUD. I had it put in when she was 2 months old, shortly before she turned 2 months old. I have no idea why I can't quit throwing up. I'm nauseous all the time. I don't know what's happening. Take a pregnancy test, and guess who's fucking pregnant? Me! Oh my god, I spiraled. I told my husband that I was pregnant, and this son of a biscuit eater was happy. He was happy. He was over the moon excited, and I'm like, we're gonna have enough. I was beside myself, okay? Beside myself. Turns out, I was already 2 months pregnant. I got pregnant with our second child when our daughter was I think she was actually only 2.5 months old. Because my IUD failed. So there's that. Being pregnant so shortly after giving birth is just the most wonderful thing ever. Please don't get me wrong. I love this baby. In the span of 5 months, not having a baby at all, being a new mom to finding out you're about to have another baby. And on top of that, you're having 2 babies in 1 year. I gave birth to my daughter on January the 3rd. My due date for this baby is December the 21st. It's a lot. It is a lot to go through physically, and it's a lot to go through mentally, especially in the middle of a freaking pandemic. Not only that, but I was 45 minutes to an hour away from all my family, from the help that I have. I need to actually do something so I don't run out of stuff to talk about. Our house was not big enough. It was barely big enough for me and my husband and our daughter. Her room was tiny. It was livable. It was workable. But it just was not... It was barely big enough for her. It was not going to be big enough for her and another sibling, especially if that sibling was a boy. So that's something that we had to think about, you know? We moved in the middle of a pandemic, and good God, that was rough. And it was kind of scary, because at that point we were still in the very thick of the pandemic, and we're Is it safe to even be around these family members with our baby? Yada, yada, yada. But we got there. We did the damn thing. We're in our new house now. Is it set up? No. It takes a minute to get things organized to the point you feel like your house is your home. To make it feel like, okay, I actually have things where I need / want them to be. Everything feels nice. You know, everything feels like it's my home and not just put somewhere for the sake of putting our furniture somewhere. And things are getting settled. I'll be honest, it took me a hot minute to like be okay with being pregnant again. Because like I said, it's a lot. It's a lot mentally, emotionally. And it's so hard physically. It is very hard physically. I honestly did not like being pregnant the first time. I'm not one of those women who like enjoyed pregnancy. I enjoyed my baby. I loved my baby. And I would not change anything for the world. But it's just a lot on your body. And I had extreme fatigue the entire time I was pregnant with my daughter. I'm experiencing that with the second baby, plus nauseousness, plus my body didn't really have a whole heck of a lot of time to heal. After having a C-section and giving birth, you know, my body was not ready and prepared to really be pregnant again. But I mean, lo and behold, I'm here and I'm doing it. But it is coming with complications. Like they're threatening to put me on blood pressure medicine. I have failed or almost failed all the tests I've taken for gestational diabetes. So it's like I'm right on the fence of it being a problem, which sucks and is terrifying, especially on top of the extreme pelvic girdle pain I'm having. And it's just like, all these things add so much more stress. Plus, being a new mom is stressful. And it's just a lot. Because at the end of the day, that's just what it is. It's just a lot. It's just a lot of shit that I have to deal with. And I'm just going to sit here and complain about it because there's actually nothing I can do about it. I just got to kind of like grit my teeth and bear it. And sometimes that sucks. Sometimes it just sucks. But y'all, I'm ready for December. I'm ready to not be pregnant anymore. No, I know I sound so salty about it. And like I said, for the longest time I was. But I come to terms with it. We're having a little boy. His name is going to be Thomas, but I call him Runt. Because I'm a terrible mother like that. Forgive me, I don't know if this is like an offensive or like a derogatory term or anything. But it's called Irish twins when you have 2 babies in the span of a year, right? That's what it's called. If that's offensive, I apologize. But I'm just like, if I was meant to have 2, why couldn't I just had them in one pregnancy? Would have made things so much easier. So yeah, I think I'm finally done bitching about that. I'm thinking about doing a video on my failed IUD story. For one, because I think that it would be quite informative for anyone who is planning to get an IUD. There have been certain things that if I had known, I might not be pregnant now. And I mean, that's the whole point of like having an IUD is so that you don't get pregnant. And I just feel like if I had known certain things that I wouldn't be in the situation that I am right now. Let me know if that's something you want to hear, I guess. Are you interested in that story? Do you want to hear it? Granted, it's got some TMI details, so if you don't want to talk about blood and period stuff, it might not be the video for you. The next question I have is, how do you feel about poop stories? Because that is another video that I have planned. Having a baby that is lactose intolerant and has so many allergies. But with poopy problems comes funny stories. Let me tell you what, I have a few. Is that something you would want to hear? I mean, honestly, I love to hear other moms like poop stories because they're fucking hilarious. Not only that, but at the end of the day, sharing those kind of stories with other moms and like hearing those kinds of stories from other moms, it's like, oh my god, I'm not alone. This terrible thing happened to you too. So let me know if poop stories is something that, what the fuck is that? Poop stories is something that you would like to hear about. Why is this cleaning so bad? What? I grabbed the wrong freaking bronzer and I forgot how fucking pigmented this bronzer is. Woo, girl, we being sunshiny today. Yeah, I meant to grab the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and I accidentally grabbed the Milani Sun-Kissed Silky Matte Bronzing Powder, which, don't get me wrong, is a great bronzer. But, it's much more pigmented than the other one. And I did not realize that's the one I grabbed, and I'm just over here, like, taking it on, like, what is happening? Okay, I might have lied just a little bit when I said that I haven't put makeup on in 9 months. I put on makeup twice, before filming this video. I've put on makeup twice within the last 9 months. Because I'm like, if I'm gonna start filming again, I gotta get my shit together. I don't even know if I know how to do makeup anymore. And it turned out I don't, because I did a full face of makeup, like, beat my face. I was, like, looking fly, right? Going out to dinner, dressed to the nines. I even had my fancy, like, diamond earrings in. And I wasn't wearing any mascara. I'm linking this down in the description just because I used it. It's the e.l.f. Plus Glow Dewy Mist, coconut oil and argan oil. I'm listing this in the comments down below. I do not recommend it, especially because the sprayer is shitty. It kind of, even though this does help set my makeup, and it does help, like, settle things down and blend things together, you can definitely tell it has coconut oil in it. I'll just say that. It's like you spray your face with coconut oil. It's very slick. It's very slimy. Greasy. The word I'm looking for is greasy. If you have really dry skin, you might like it. I'm just not here for it. Mascara on. I went ahead and put just teeny bit of green right here. I hate the smell of this lipstick. And I smell it every time. Does anyone ever bring something up to you and they're like, smell this, it's gross, and you have to smell it? Or, like, is there ever anything you know smells disgusting, and for some reason, anytime you smell it, you can't help but to take, like, the biggest, nastiest, like, even though you know you hate the smell. It's like, why? Why do I do this to myself? Does that look good? No. No, it does not. Good, good. That color looks much better, I think. Oh. I also chopped all my hair off. I forgot to tell you guys that. I rambled a lot. I apologize. I'm probably going to have to edit the ever-loving shit out of this video. And I hope that I wasn't like this, talking like this the whole time. If I was, I apologize. Let me know if you want to hear about poop stories, and if you want to hear about my failed IUD experience, because, to be very honest, both could be educational and or funny. So let me know if that's something you're interested in. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today, and I guess I'll see you on my next video. Bye. So, let me scoot closer. I feel like we're not sitting close enough to be friends. Harley, I don't know what the fuck you're eating, but would you please stop? Harley, stop it. Ketchup, 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 ketchup. But yeah, I'm thinking about, where is my brush? Where is my brush? Ah, fuck. I grabbed the wrong